The conventional image of whiskey conjures scenes of bucolic homesteads, a banjo or two, and usually some white guy waxing poetic about heritage.
One thing will stay the same: good drinks, with good stories to be told over them.
But a startup in San Francisco called Endless West is trying to change all that.
So we're making molecular whiskey, one molecule, one note at a time.
By making an aged whiskey called Glyph in a lab in the span of about 24 hours.
So we need to understand what makes different types of whiskeys and whiskey itself prototypically itself.
So essentially in this lab, you're trying to identify what makes up that flavor profile chemically so that you can then learn from it.
Exactly.
That chemical profile becomes the basis for the whiskey Endless West is creating. Basically, a pinch of this, a dash of that,
Ethanol.
mixed together with medical-grade ethanol. It smells like vodka.
Yep. The only reason why any of this ultimately works is because there isn't anything in whiskey that you can't find anywhere else in nature. And so we can extract it from different fruit, plant, vegetable, yeast, wood.
Can we smell them?
Sure.
We can?
Yeah.
Oh, wild. Okay. Oh my God, I can never unsmell that. It's like cheese puffs
Yeah.
and someone who hasn't had a bath for a while.
Yeah. This one is really important in whiskey and in wines. It gives a lot of the funk.
So just because something smells like ass doesn't mean it doesn't belong in the most delicious whiskey you've ever drunk.
Absolutely.
Okay,
Absolutely.
thanks. I can't help but think I'm just gonna be drinking chemicals.
Chemicals is largely a pejorative connotation. The reality is that everything is chemical. Everything here is coming from nature. Think of it as like a tincture. If that's a safer word for you to think of, I mean, that's what it is.
It was time to do a blind taste test. Since my unrefined palate can't tell cider from apple juice, I called in this guy.
I do make my whiskey quite differently, but I like nerdy stuff. I like science, so I'm quite intrigued. I'm enthralled by the whole process and a different way of making a spirit from scratch. All right, so first up, number one, go ahead and just bury it in your face. Open up your mouth and really get that aroma everywhere.
It smells like I want to drink it, that's all I can tell you.
No? All right, let's go for it.
I've never used alcohol as mouthwash before.
I'm getting a lot of like apple, I'm getting some fennel. There's actually a lot of life in it.
Number two.
Seems like there's a dash of peated smoke in the background maybe, but
I think it's
generally-
Scotch because I'm not that crazy about it.
There you go, yep.
We proceeded to smell and taste 6 whiskies, most of which I probably would never be able to afford. Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Smells
so
like medieval.
a little more asphalt, granite, dirt.
This is really not my thing.
Yeah.
At this point, it's highly likely we were sourced.
As
My
well.
teeth feel great.
Yeah, good. Yeah, alcohol it's quite a health food.
Yeah. I can't believe this is your jobs. Where did I go wrong in life? But there was one in the lineup which definitely stood out. Number 3.
Scotch.
This one smells way different.
Yeah, there's like honey, nut, fruit. I'm not smelling a lot of grain influence. I'm tasting flavors I wouldn't normally taste, like amaretto type things, like apricot pit. There's a lot going on there, isn't it?
Yeah. Is this Glyph? Is that where we're going?
This
with
is either Glyph or a really diverse whiskey that I've never tried before,
Okay.
which is totally possible. It's quite nice.
It's good.
Yeah.
Yeah. The whiskies were revealed, and we were right. Your whiskey and a traditionally made whiskey, are they mutually exclusive?
The federal government certainly thinks so, which is why we can't just call it whiskey and call it a day. It's technically going to be called a spirit whiskey with natural flavors. If whiskey is a product, then yeah, what we make is whiskey. But if whiskey is a process, then no, we don't. And that's okay too. But the point is that they do the same thing, they're made of the same components, the product is the same, even if the process is different.